Have you ever felt that sinking feeling in your stomach right before you have to speak English? Like you know the words in your head, you've practiced them, but when you open your mouth, something gets lost in translation. I'm talking about that moment in a meeting when you're asked to read a short paragraph from a report. Your heart starts pounding, your palms get sweaty. You read it and you know you're stumbling over words like thoroughly or specifically. You finish and the room is just silent. You see confused faces and you just want the floor to swallow you whole.
Oh, that silence is the worst. It feels so isolating. We know this feels overwhelming, but I promise you, it's not a reflection of your intelligence or your effort. It's just a missing link in the learning process.
Exactly. It's a bridge that hasn't been built yet. But today, we're giving you the blueprint and the tools to build that bridge.
We had a student, Steve, a brilliant engineer from Brazil. His emails were perfect, but in presentations, his pronunciation would get flat and his message would get lost. He told me, "Emily, I feel invisible when I speak." He started using the simple techniques we're about to share. A month later, he sent me a video of him presenting. He was confident, clear, and people were nodding along.
He wasn't just reading words anymore, he was connecting. And that's what this is all about. Today, we're showing you how the simple act of reading aloud can completely transform your pronunciation.
And let's be real, this isn't just about passing an exam or sounding perfect. This is about the moments that make up your life. It's about being able to tell a joke and have people actually laugh with you.
Yes, or reading a bedtime story to your kids in English and seeing their eyes light up because they understand the story you're telling.
It's about finally working up the courage to leave a voice note for your crush without re-recording it 20 times. This is about confidence. It's about feeling like you belong in the conversation, whether it's at a party, in a classroom, or at work.
You're so right. It's about joy. The joy of being understood. Think about it. When you speak and someone gets you, a connection is made. It's like a little spark. But when your pronunciation is a barrier, that spark fizzles out. It's frustrating because you're so close.
We want to help you turn that frustration into freedom. The freedom to express your personality, your ideas, your heart, without a wall of worry in front of you. Reading aloud is your secret training ground. It's where you build the muscle memory in your mouth, your tongue, and your breath to make those sounds effortlessly.
It's the gym for your mouth. And the workout plan we're giving you today is designed for real results. In fact, pay close attention because our third tip is a tiny change that will save you hours of frustration. It's a total game changer.
You're not just learning English, you're unlocking a more confident, connected version of yourself. And we're here to guide you every single step of the way. You ready?
Let's do it. First, let's talk about the traps everyone falls into. Okay, before we build the good habits, we have to tear down the bad ones. These are the mistakes almost every single learner makes. So, if you do these, don't worry, you are not alone.
Mistake number 1, the robot reader. Hello, I am reading this sentence now.
That's so true. I had a student, bless his heart, named Carlos. He was reading a beautiful, emotional story about a family reunion, but he read it like he was reading a grocery list. The mother cried. The son hugged her. They were happy. There was no emotion, no rhythm.
And we know why that happens. When you're reading in a new language, your brain is working so hard just to decode the words that it has no energy left for emotion or intonation. You're focused on accuracy, not expression. But here's what most learners miss. The melody of English is just as important as the words themselves. Without it, the meaning is lost.
Exactly. Which brings us to mistake number 2, ignoring the punctuation. Punctuation marks aren't just little dots and squiggles on the page, they are musical notes for your voice.
Oh, this one is huge. I remember my student, Maria. She was practicing for her citizenship interview and had to read the sentence, "Do you live in the capital city, Washington, D.C.?" But she was so nervous, she just blew right past the comma and the question mark. She read it like, Do you live in the capital city, Washington, D.C.? It sounded like a statement, not a question. The officer was confused for a second. It seems small, but in a high-stakes situation, those small moments of confusion can really shake your confidence.
They're road signs. A comma is a sign to slow down. Take a small breath. A period is a stop sign. A question mark is a ramp telling your voice to go up. If you ignore them, you're going to crash.
And that leads perfectly into our third and maybe most common mistake.
This is the one that causes so much unnecessary stress. Mistake number 3, pronouncing every single letter. English is a wonderfully weird language. It loves to put letters in words just to, I don't know, decorate them. I had a student who was so frustrated. He kept trying to pronounce the K in no and the B in doubt. He'd say canal and daubed. He pointed at the book and said, "But Ethan, the letter is right there." He felt like the language was playing a trick on him.
And it feels that way. It's completely logical to think that if a letter is there, you should say it. We have to unlearn that rule. Words like island, listen, Wednesday, they are full of these little traps. It's not your fault for falling into them, but the solution is actually simpler than you think.
It really is. So, to recap the big 3 mistakes, the robot reader, ignoring punctuation, and trying to pronounce every silent letter.
Recognizing these mistakes is the first huge step. Now, let's get to the fun part, the solutions. These 4 steps are your new toolkit for building clear, confident pronunciation, and we're going to build them one by one.
And remember, that 3rd tip is the one that's going to be a massive shortcut. Let's start with your warm-up.
Okay, step 1 is your secret weapon, and it's called shadowing. Think of it like this. Before you learn to draw a complex character, you might trace it first, right? You get a feel for the lines, the curves, the shape. Shadowing is tracing for your voice.
I love that metaphor. So how does it work? It's simple. You find a short audio clip of a native speaker, maybe from a podcast, an audiobook, or even one of our DialogueBoost lessons. It should only be about 15 to 30 seconds long.
First, just listen to it once or twice. Then play it again, and this time try to speak at the same time as the speaker, or just a split second behind them, like their shadow.
Don't worry about getting every word perfect. That's not the goal. The goal is to copy the music of the language, the rhythm, the pitch changes, the pauses. You're trying to match their energy. Do this for just 5 minutes before you start your own reading practice. It warms up your mouth and tunes your ear to the melody of English.
It feels super weird at first, but trust me, it's magic. Okay, on to step 2, which directly fixes that punctuation mistake we talked about.
Step 2. Become a punctuation detective. Before you read any text aloud, I want you to grab a pen or a digital highlighter. You're not just a reader anymore. You're an investigator looking for clues.
What are the clues? The punctuation. I want you to literally circle or highlight every single comma and period. A comma, dot, means a short, gentle pause. It's a breath mark. Your voice should hang in the air for a moment. A period, dot, means a full stop. Your voice should go down in pitch, signaling the end of an idea. It's final. A question mark means your voice needs to go up at the end. It's a signal of curiosity.
Let's use Maria's sentence as an example. Do you live in the capital city, Washington, D.C.? As a detective, you'd circle that comma. Now when you read it, you know to take a tiny breath there. Do you live in the capital city? Breath, Washington, D.C.? And you see the question mark, so you know your tone has to go up at the end. D.C.? Suddenly, it makes perfect sense.
Doing this physically, actually marking the page, forces your brain to acknowledge these signals. You can't ignore them anymore. Okay, are you ready for the big one? The time saver?
This tip? It's a game changer.
Step 3 is using the syllable stress highlighter. Here's a secret about English that most courses don't emphasize enough. English is a stress-timed language. That means some syllables are long and strong, while others are short and weak. Getting this right is more important than perfecting every vowel sound.
This is what makes English sound like English. Think about the word photography. We say photograph. The stress is on the first syllable. But what about photographer? The stress moves. We say photographer. And photographic, photographic.
See? Same root, different music. If you say photographer, a native speaker's brain will have a tiny short circuit. They'll still understand, but it sounds off.
So here's the insanely practical tip. Before you read a text, pick out 5 to 7 words that you think are important or that you're unsure about. Go to an online dictionary like Merriam-Webster or even just Google how to pronounce word. It will show you the word broken into syllables with the stressed one marked.
Your job is to take your highlighter and physically mark that stressed syllable on your page. So for photographer, you'd highlight the toe part. For important, you'd highlight poor.
When you read, you give that highlighted syllable a little extra punch, a little more energy. It doesn't have to be a huge shout, just a little emphasis. This alone will make you sound 80% clearer. It's the biggest bang for your buck.
It truly is. Okay, one final step to tie it all together. This one is your personal coach.
Step 4 is the record and compare feedback loop. This step can be scary because nobody likes hearing their own voice. But this is your pronunciation superhero. It's the only way to know what you actually sound like, not what you think you sound like.
It's so true. Your voice sounds different in your head. So here's the mission, should you choose to accept it. Take a short paragraph, maybe 3 or 4 sentences, the one you've already marked up with your punctuation and syllable stress highlights.
Get your phone, open the voice memo app, and hit record. Read the paragraph aloud. Don't stop if you make a mistake. Just read it all the way through. Then stop recording.
Now, find an audio recording of a native speaker reading that same text. You can use a text-to-speech app on a high-quality setting or find it in an audiobook.
And here is the most important part. Do not judge yourself. Be a curious scientist, not a harsh critic. Just notice, oh, my voice didn't go up at the end of that question. They paused after that word and I didn't. They really punched that syllable in important.
This isn't about feeling bad. It's about gathering data. You can't fix what you can't hear. Doing this just once a week will create a powerful feedback loop that accelerates your progress like nothing else.
Okay, that's the 4-step method. The shadowing warm-up, the punctuation detective, the syllable stress highlighter, and the record and compare loop. When you do this, high five! You are taking control of your learning.
Now, we want to go one level deeper on a topic that really separates good speakers from great speakers. Okay, so you've practiced your individual words, you're hitting the right stress, you're pausing for commas, you're sounding good, but you still feel like something is missing. There's a gap between how you sound and how a native speaker sounds in a casual conversation.
That gap is often something called connected speech. It's the magic that happens between the words. Native speakers don't speak word by word by word. We link them together. We blend them. We squish them.
For example, we almost never say, "What are you doing?" with 4 distinct words. In a coffee shop, you'd hear, "What are you doing?" The words flow into each other. A lot of becomes a lotta. Want to becomes wanna. Going to becomes gonna.
Now, we know what some of you are thinking. We're going to do a quick role play. I'm going to be Alex, a dedicated learner who's feeling a little hesitant about this. And Emily, you be the coach.
But Emily, this is scary. It feels like I'm breaking the rules. My teacher in my home country spent months teaching me to pronounce every word clearly. What are you doing? If I start saying what'ya, won't people think my English is bad or that I'm being lazy?
Alex, that is such a valid and important fear. Thank you for sharing that. It does feel like you're breaking rules you worked so hard to learn, doesn't it? But here's a new way to think about it. You're not being lazy, you're being efficient. You're not breaking the rules, you're learning the unwritten rules of spoken English. Let's tackle that fear together.
Okay, I'm listening.
Think of it like walking versus running. When you walk, each step is distinct. That's like pronouncing every word. But when you need to be faster and more fluid, you run. Your steps blend together. Connected speech is the running of English. Let's try one. The phrase "a lot of." Can you say that for me?
A lot of. Perfect. Now let's connect them. The T in lot becomes a soft duh sound. A lotta. Try it.
A lotta. A lotta.
Yes. Now put it in a sentence. I drink a lot of coffee.
I drink a lot of coffee. Hey, that feels faster.
Exactly. It feels faster, more fluid. That's not slang. That's just how the language flows. You don't have to master all of these at once. Just start by listening for them. When you shadow, notice how speakers link their words. Then pick one or two, like gonna or wanna, to try using yourself. It will make your speech smoother and, ironically, easier for native speakers to understand because it's what their ears expect to hear.
Wow, that mindset shift from lazy to efficient is everything. Okay, Dialogue Boost family, have we filled your brains enough? Good, because now it's time to put it all into practice, together.
All right, it is time for our interactive drill. You're not just watching a video anymore. You are an active participant. You're joining the Dialogue Boost family for a live practice session. We're going to put a short paragraph on the screen. We've already done the punctuation detective and syllable stress highlighter work for you. The commas and periods are in red, and the stressed syllables are bolded. Okay, first, I'm just going to read it through once. Listen for the pauses at the red marks and the little punch on the bolded syllables. Learning a new language can sometimes feel impossible. You worry about mistakes, and you fear sounding foolish. But every single word you speak, pauses, is a victory. Remember to be patient and celebrate your progress.
Did you hear that? The music? Okay, now it's your turn. We're going to do this line by line. I will read a line, and then we'll leave a space for you to repeat it out loud. Seriously, do it. Say it to your computer screen, your cat, your coffee mug. Let's go. First line, my turn. Learning a new language can sometimes feel impossible. Your turn.
Okay, let's pause for a second. How did that feel in your mouth? A little weird, maybe clunky? That's totally normal. You are literally rewiring your brain and your mouth muscles. You're doing amazing. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for participation. Let's do the next line.
My turn. You worry about mistakes and you fear sounding foolish. Your turn. Go for it.
Great. Next one. Feel the power in this line.
Last line. This one is for you. My turn. Remember to be patient and celebrate your progress. Your turn. Finish strong.
Wow. Take a breath. Look at what you just did.
You didn't just passively watch a video. You practiced. You spoke. You took a real, tangible step toward the speaker you want to become. I literally get goosebumps when I think about all of you out there trying this with us. I cried one time when a student told me, for the first time, I felt like my mouth was speaking the same language as my brain. That's what you just moved closer to.
Today, you didn't just learn a few tips. You gained a method, a system you can use with any text, anytime. 1, you'll shadow to warm up your ear. 2, you'll be a punctuation detective to find the rhythm. 3, you'll use the syllable stress highlighter to sound clear and natural. And 4, you'll record and compare to be your own coach.
The person who started this video, maybe feeling frustrated and a little hopeless, is not the same person who is here with us now. You are more capable and more powerful than you were 25 minutes ago. Today, you didn't just learn about pronunciation, you gained the freedom to be heard, to connect, and to feel proud of the voice you're sharing with the world.
You're not just learning, you're joining the Dialogue Boost family. We are so incredibly proud of you for showing up for yourself today. To keep this momentum going, we've created a free PDF guide for you with 10 different practice paragraphs, from casual stories to professional emails, all marked up and ready for you to practice. The link is right in the description below.
And we want to hear from you. In the comments, tell us which one of the 4 steps are you most excited to try first. Let us know. Keep practicing, be kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.